Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto Ripto. I'm Christian and today I've got another great video for you in the fact that at the moment the crypto space is having a bit of a dump and people are seeing 20 to 30% knocked off their portfolios, which is alarming for some. But as we know, the market has been pumping at an aggressive rate for the past week and a half now. So a correction was bound to come because the market is overheated. But there's two tokens, altcoins, that sort of are going against the grain and been pumping even in the light of the dump or the correction, as we call it, that's happened today. And that's Solana and Fetch.ai. So we're going to dive into coin market cap and the two tokens to see what's happening and why are they pumping against the grain. So if you want to know more, stay tuned and let's get into it. Welcome. So before I start onto this awesome video, I must say that anything you see, hear, choose to ignore in this video is not financial advice. I'm no financial advisor. No, this bad boy is here for your educational purposes only. But we all know that on this channel. So with that being said, let's jump straight into the nitty-gritty of coin market cap to see why these two bad altcoins are pumping against the grain. Boom. Well, the first one we're looking into is Solana. We all know that. We've covered it on the channel before. But look at that price, and it's pumped in 18%. And for a temporary time being, Solana has taken another higher place on the crypto score chart. And I think the coin is sitting at around 6 now. And that is massive monumental for Solana. So the NFT space really is kicking into life and getting into the light and run and spirit of things. So why is Solana kicking against the grain? Well, if we have a look down here, everyone knows Solana. Solana is in the forefront of everyone's mind at the moment, and people have been wanting to get their position in Solana. But you can see here it's been having a healthy pump all the way up till here, had a bit of a correction but here, and then dumped and went into the sort of like the danger zone here. Now this is what was in Solana's favor, because Solana being sort of the coin of the month and everyone wanting it and wanting to get into it, when they saw the dip, people quickly brought it back up and Solana was pumping against the grain. And that is the be all and end all of it as far as I can see. And I looked into the charts, I've looked into the news, and there's not that much bullish news going out there just specifically on Solana. Obviously the big news about Bitcoin is that El Salvador today officially recognized it as its tender currency, legal currency. But with Solana, the only thing that I can pinpoint after pretty much a couple of hours of research is that because Solana is the token, coin, whatever you want to call it, of the month, it was a prime target for people to buy back up quickly. And that's what's pretty much happened. But if you think otherwise, or you want to add an opinion to it, please leave a comment below and I'll try and get back to every single one of them. But for me, that is what's happened with Solana. And did we take advantage of it? There's a few coins, tokens we did take advantage of, but Solana was a healthy one. And that's why I'm covering it on this video, because it was one that when I saw the dips, I'm geared up with my charts to buy Solana's dips anyway, because I still think NFTs have still got a few weeks, months to run before the DeFi starts kicking back in and taking over the show. So Solana was a good one to buy back in the dip, and anyone that did, virtual high five to you. So let's jump quickly into altcoin number 2, and that was Fetch.ai. Now Fetch.ai pretty much did a similar thing, and if you can see, the trend follows pretty much Solana's trend, and that's why I did pick up on Fetch.ai. I've got a couple of tokens that I've got on my radar that sort of follow each other. Now Fetch.ai sort of followed the same kind of pattern as Solana, had a steady growth, peaked at the top, had a correction, peaked again. It was sort of overheated. A lot of people wanted to get into Fetch.ai. It had a massive dump, and just the same way is if you look there as to Solana's, although Fetch.ai is a little bit more, you can see people just brought it back up. And it was for that exact reason that people did want to get into this and did want to buy it all the way back up. Now, obviously Solana everyone knows about, and everyone has that as the flavor of the month. So that's why people sort of did buy that and thought, okay, well, you know, we want Solana, so we wanted to buy that. But why Fetch.ai? Well, so let's have a quick look at Fetch.ai. Well, .ai is for artificial intelligence, as you can see. Now, I don't want to go too much into this because this was more around about the dip, and I'm going to show you Bitcoin at the end. But this is a real reason why Fetch.ai is popular within the market space. It's an artificial intelligence, Cambridge based, that aims to decentralized machine learning platform based on a distributed ledger that enables secure sharing. And this is what a lot of people want. A lot of big businesses that want to get into the blockchain and want to use it for their platforms need the secure element of it. And as you can see here, a lot of industries they're looking to target. And they have got the user case over there if you want to look at it. But like I said, this is just a little snippet, and for those that don't know what Fetch.ai was. So what is going on then with kind of the market and, you know, what's happening? So obviously we know Solana's pumping against the grain. We just had a quick look at the chart there. We know Fetch.ai was pumping against the grain. But what is it that they're pumping against? Well, let's jump straight into the Bitcoin price chart, and I'll tell you what's happened to Bitcoin, which has dragged a lot of people, altcoins and markets down. Boom. So here you can see the Bitcoin price chart. And as you can see, Bitcoin's been having a pump now since right back of the 21st, 22nd of July. So we've had all of August, so a bit of July, all of August, and a tiny bit of September, where Bitcoin's just been pumping and pumping and pumping and got overheated. Now, as you can see, this kind of 53,000 was always a big resistance level for Bitcoin. And I'll tell you the reason why. Is because, as you can see, the price action here and the price action with these candles here has always been, as you can see with this line, a sort of kind of area where Bitcoin struggles with the price. And it's only this area now, which was the kind of up and down before we had the all-time high of Bitcoin, which it blew off. So people are saying Bitcoin's dumping, Ethereum's dumping, what should we do? Blah, blah. Well, yes, it did go from 53,000 to 47. It even went all the way down to 40, 42, 9, 43. So it was about a 10K drop. But you can see how quickly it got brought back up, and now it's sitting around these cool levels here. So this is obviously a market manipulation dump. This is not a lot of people dumping. What they do is people manipulate Bitcoin. Well, not people, institutions manipulate Bitcoin around the news, the FUD, the FOMO. And in my opinion, and let me know in the comments below if you agree with this or not, there was two bits of news that I seen that would cause this. There's obviously the El Salvador news where it is, you know what I mean, buy the rumor, sell the news. And there was also the Michael Saylor with the aspect of saying everyone buy $50 worth of Bitcoin with me. He had loads of people sort of buying sort of with MicroStrategy, buying $50 worth of Bitcoin. So the smart money would have picked up on that. And they think, okay, we need a bit of news. The market makers, the market dumpers need a bit of news to manipulate the market, because you're always better to surf in on a wave. And their wave of news was everyone was going to be euphoric. They're thinking El Salvador's announcing they're taking it on today. Michael Saylor saying a lot of people are going to buy $50 worth of Bitcoin. So in your mind, and everyone that's sort of outside of the smart money is thinking, okay, well, that means Bitcoin is going to shoot up. You know, Bitcoin's going to have a rise because everyone's buying $50 worth. El Salvador's taking it on. So if you've got a load of Bitcoin and you're holding big chunky, your whale holding big chunks of it, what are you going to do? You're going to go against the market. When everyone's being greedy, you need to be fearful. And that's when they dump their kind of money. Because if you have a look today, the 6th of September is the dump here, right? So this is based on the El Salvador news. So you got pump, pump. Look at these candles, pure pump. And they said when it hits this kind of level that it wasn't breaking anymore. So they sort of front run. So yesterday they would have seen that Bitcoin closed around about the 53, not really doing anything. So they thought, well, tomorrow when the El Salvador take it on, it's our time to dump, and we'll take all this money out of the weekends. And as you can see, where Bitcoin's sort of rested, and where I do believe this candle will close around here, is exactly where the pump started, exactly where people probably would have brought a lot in, because they're buying at resistance and they're selling at support. And obviously here here, here, and here was a big resistance for Bitcoin. So if you was a smart money, you would have played this absolutely perfect to the T. Don't listen to YouTubers, don't listen to me, anything about this kind of charting, because I couldn't have told you that, right? I had to look into the chart, I had to look at, wait into the see what I think. I could not have front run that. I had an idea that Ethereum would, so that's why I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I sold 80% of my Ethereum around about 3,900 before. It was at nearly 4,000 when I sold it, because I thought there's going to be a massive pullback. If the smart money dump, there's going to be a massive pullback, and if there's not, it's not going to jump pretty much higher than 4,000 before I need to buy it back in. So I had a perfect prime opportunity. And what happened, I think I was picking Ethereum back up today at around about 3,200 and something, which was a mammoth thing for me, you know, because I knew about this front running. Do I think this is a big scary moment in the crypto market and charts and prime? Not at all. I think this is going to be a big correction, healthy correction, manipulated by the smart money, and people now, as you can see here, will just buy the dip. And this, what a dip to buy, because if you've been following Bitcoin all the way up there, you would have brought the dip around about here and pumped it all the way up. And the same goes for Ethereum. If we just had Ethereum moment, it was in sort of extreme greed. Now, as you can see from Ethereum's chart, it did exactly pretty much the same as Bitcoin. But look where the smart money was front running this from. It was front running it from two of the biggest pump candles that Ethereum's had since right back over in May. This is the biggest kind of pump Ethereum's had. And like I said, it was around about just under 4,000, around about this candle here, would have been about 3,960 or something. I think I sold 80% of my Ethereum, and it dropped all the way back down here. I didn't get this because this wick was never a buying opportunity. I think the best buying opportunity would have been around about here, but I got in at around about 3,250. So I made a little bit. I was thinking a few $100 on each Ethereum, which was nice for me, you know, it was nice. But I don't think it's meant to be fearful for anyone in the market. But again, leave a comment below, have a look at the charts yourself. You can see Ethereum got brought back up quickly, just as Bitcoin did. I think it'll go a little bit now and steady out. We could see Ethereum probably steady out around about here, or at least this level here. If I just go on this, because this is key areas that's happened in the past. And then obviously it will start correcting itself, because I still think we're on to bigger, higher and better things with Ethereum and Bitcoin. But you let me know what you think. That's just obviously me giving you a little bit of information about what happened in the market today. Two old tokens that were pumping against the grain, and what happened with Bitcoin and Ethereum, and why I think it's not a great deal of need to panic. But like I said, again, let me know what you think. Leave a comment below, and I'll try and answer them back. But as always, we say on here, Crypto Ripto is trade smart, trade safe, and don't get ripped.